Hi everybody and welcome back to K-Tapes. Today I'm going to show you some late releases because it's been quite a bit of time. I mean, we're due to, show you some late releases because I know some of you really love these tapes and you just can't get enough of what I can find in South Korea. Of course, since it spans from like 2006 up to, I'd love to say 2011, but I have yet to find a tape from 2011, although I'm sure that there's one that does exist, which is a Korean movie, which I would really love to find because I think that would be actually the very last VHS tape ever released in the world, unless proven otherwise. But anyway, that said, 5 years after the US stopped making VHS tapes. So we have a 5-year range of titles. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is because there's only 5 years of tapes that have never been released in the States, it doesn't give you like a ton of movies. I mean, still there's stuff you've probably never seen, and maybe there are even movies I never really paid attention that, were released on tapes after 2006 in Korea. But anyway, when I find cool stuff, I want to show it to you if I happen to purchase it simply because for my collection or for someone else's special order or request. All right, so let's dive into this. The reason I'm making this video very quickly today is because tomorrow's Monday and I do need to ship some of those that have already been sold. So that's why I'm doing this little video a little bit in a hurry with no script or whatsoever. So let's dive into this. First one is it's something that I simply bought because it looked rare, but it's really not something I'd like to carry in stock, to be honest. But it's Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time. To be honest, whatever. But I mean, it could interest someone. I mean, the copy isn't too bad. It's not mint. It's okay. I mean, it has like some a bit of scuff here, whatever, and it's not. It has some sun fade, like right here with the green, which is a little bit like bluish here, but the purple is purple. I mean, this stayed the same. The red is pretty much, it's like original red, like on the front cover. So I would say only this part here is the decoloration that happened, but otherwise the rest is pretty fine. Also, the videotape inside is very clean, and it has this reversible cover for Peter Pan, but it's just like an ad. As you can see, it's quite nice, and it is in its original, of course, Disney clamshell, so as you can see here. So this is fun. I mean, it was a nice pickup, I think. So it's not the kind of thing I would sell like for a fortune, to be honest. But anyway, if it interests someone into those animations, and especially the Disney stuff, that is probably something you should get. And also, this is 2007, so February 2007. It's not like super late, but still. All right, let's move on. I'm going a bit like randomly. Maybe I'm just gonna go quick. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go quickly with the stuff that I've showed you in the past so that we get that out of the way, so we can jump right into the things that you actually probably have never seen. So let's get started with a copy here of, I'm just gonna say Spiderman Superman. So we have Superman. It's on 2 tapes. I showed you that in the past. Again, I'm just showing it to you here really quickly in case it interests you, if you want to buy it. This copy is near mint. No sun fade on the spine whatsoever. It's just a beautiful it's a beautiful copy. I mean, I could show you inside, but all my tapes, by the way, they're all like this. They're all like top clean, okay? So I don't really need to show. I mean, I could, but yeah, I'm telling you, you should take my word for it. They're all clean. So yeah, this Superman, I showed that to you before. It's always cool to pick up a copy of Superman or pretty much any superhero movies because they're usually quite in demand. So yeah, so that's why I sometimes pick a few copies if I do have like 1 or 2 in stock. That's never too many. Oh no, I never showed you this one. So I said I was gonna keep up with the stuff I showed you before. This was a huge surprise, I mean, since we're into the superhero stuff. So Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, it is near mint. Again, look at this. There's no sun fade. The yellow, the age restriction thing here is perfectly yellow. Beautiful copy. This is a bit of, I mean, normal usage on the clamshell itself. It's not like super perfect, but it doesn't have like, it's not broken. It's not cracked or anything, so that's always a huge plus. So there you have it, Hulk, which I showed you in the past. This is the last copy I found, and I looked everywhere on the internet, everywhere in Seoul. So I don't think I'm gonna get another one unless I'm super lucky that a shop has one that pops up out of nowhere. But for now, I can tell that anywhere in Seoul, I cannot find this anymore. This is my last copy. After that, it's gone. Okay, let's move on. Something I found recently when I bought it, I just look at the cover like this. I was like, oh, it's in top shape. But sadly, as you can see, the spine has some discoloration. It's blue here rather than green as it should. So this is a bit like a bit of a letdown. But otherwise, the rest is fine. The tape is clean. The clamshell is okay. The sleeve is fine. It really just is the sun fade. Some people don't really mind about that, and those tapes, as you know, if they have like some sun fade or like little things like that, I would sell them a bit cheaper, unless of course it's something extremely rare that I never found before. Then of course the price will go along with that. So yeah, this movie is Speed Racer, in case you didn't know. Okay, next that I showed you before. Sorry, I should have rearranged this before, but nope, not organized. Okay, so we have the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, which is on 2 tapes, 2 parts, part 1, part 2. Once again, this is the same thing. Very clean copy. Everything is really decent, excellent. The only thing, of course, is the sun fade on the spine, which is a bit regrettable, but it is what it is, because this is, again, not super easy to find these days. So if you do find it, I mean, get it. You know what is another thing with this? For a bit, I kind of saw a few times the Harry Potter films. By that I mean, of course, like not the whole, yeah, the whole series, but the last parts that were released in South Korea, which is, again, I'm sorry, I'm no Harry Potter fan. I think I watched the first and second film, perhaps half the third film on TV in Korea, and that's it. I've never seen the rest of it. I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just like I had no interest. But year 4, I mean, year 1 to year 5, which is, I cannot remember which movie, The Prisoner of Azkaban or something like that. Anyway, the last parts, especially year 5, which has a part 1 and a part 2, if I'm not mistaken, have been released in South Korea, and before you could find them pretty much anywhere. Now they're nowhere to be found, and I think I can still get one copy of that one, the last one, the part 2, year 5. But for what I remember in that shop, I think I didn't pick it up because the sleeve had like sun fade, and I was like, nah, I can find it anywhere else in better condition, and it kind of never happened. So maybe I should go back to that shop and pick it up. because yeah, there's the new game that came out, the Hogwarts game on Xbox, PlayStation, that is super popular these days. So yeah, maybe I should get that. Those like last Harry Potter films could be a good thing before they are nowhere to be found. Okay, let's move on. Another one I showed you before here. Oh, this is, by the way, a special order. This is one that I have to ship tomorrow. That's why I'm making this video tonight. Is Monsters vs. Aliens. Again, something I showed you before, but I'm just going to show it to you again. It is in Korean. I don't think there's any original version of this with like Korean subtitles. I think all the versions, I mean, the only version released of this film is dubbed in Korean. So yeah. And by the way, this one, as you can see, is super clean. There's no sun fade. Tape is clean. Everything is stuck. Was super happy about this because this was a bit of a blind buy. The place I bought it from only had like, I think it didn't even have a picture of the actual tape. It was just like monsters and aliens, and then there was like a poster picture. And the price wasn't too friendly, but I'm like, I cannot find it and someone wants it. So, I mean, I took a wild guess, but thankfully the movie, the tape, it was in super good shape. So that's always like a relief. Okay, next that I showed you before is The Night at the Museum 2. Once again, it's in excellent shape. Except, yeah, the sun fade. I think every copies I found of this had some sun fade. I don't think there's any copy I found of this that was like totally unfaded. So anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, very happy I found this because this was also a special order. Okay, the other two, I don't remember if I showed them to you, but since we're into like the kids' films, might as well just show you that before we move on to a more serious genre. We have Surf's Up. Again, this one is in Korean. I don't think the English version is very easy to find, but again, this copy is pretty decent. A tiny bit of sun fade on the spine. Again, affecting only the green here and a little bit of the yellow. As you can see, the yellow is not the same, but the red is pretty red. So I mean, it is a very good looking copy. I mean, if you have that in your collection, and it's not one that I sold for like big money. So I mean, yeah, decent price, fair price, and it's getting a bit hard to find. Okay, the other one, again, something I'm not sure if I showed you before. Is Open Season. I think there's also Open Season 2 that exists in South Korea. I have to check. Maybe I found it before, but it was only in Korean, so I didn't pick it up. I can't remember with those animations. I'm sorry. I need to be a bit more focused. Next time I'll have a better look. This one doesn't have any sun fade. Beautiful copy, so that's super cool. For the person who's gonna get it. Again, it is dubbed in Korean, but yeah, they're a bit hard to find, like the non-Korean version. I mean, the English versions with the Korean subs. I mean, it's quite hard now. And this is again from 2007. It is April 2007. So yeah. Okay. All right, let's keep up with some animations here. I have this is almost the last one that was from the same order, the same person who ordered this, B-Movie. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say about this. That's the kind of stuff that I do collect personally. But if someone asks me for it and I can find it while I'm hunting for tapes, I mean, I'm more than happy to you know, get it for the person. So this is again an April release, but it was 2008, April 2008. Yeah, it has some sun fade. Sadly, again, story of South Korean tapes, it seems, regardless of the year. I mean, you have a beautiful 2008 tape and it has sun fade. I mean, what the but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, if I do find other copies later on, I'm gonna keep looking, especially if I can find one in English. But I mean, like I said, the ones in original language with Korean subs are quite hard to find these days. It's hard. All right, Next, I still have a couple on the side. Okay, so another one that I showed you before, but I had to pick it up because this is a very late one. It's New Moon from the Twilight Saga. And this is 2010 again. Guess what? It is April 2010. So this was the very last year that they released the Hollywood films in South Korea. Again, I'm saying the very last year, but it's not the very last. It's 2011. But for the American films, the Hollywood films, it was indeed 2010. It was December 2010. So New Moon, Twilight Saga was among the last batch of movies ever released in South Korea, and perhaps even in the world. So that's why I picked this one up, even though like not many people are huge fans of the Twilight Saga. Okay. Next, this was a little bit of this was the one I picked up that I was the most proud of, but at the same time I was the most unhappy about. Well, it's Planet Terror, and if I look inside, well, there's like a little bit of wrinkles, but this is just humidity. It's not water damage. The tape is clean, everything's fine, although there's the decoloration on the spine. It's sun faded. I don't like that because that kind of film I kind of enjoy even from my own collection, and it's stuff that actually, you know, like with the new releases, if it's things that I know I can maybe sell off, I'll pick it up and I'll keep it on my shelf. But if stuff like I have no idea, kind of like the Cinderella thing was kind of a, should I take it? Worst case, I'll reuse the clamshell. I don't know. But things like that, I kind of like to pick it up anyway because it goes into what I usually collect or sell or trade and so on. So I was really disappointed to see like the sun fade, because when I bought it, there was no way to see if the tape was sun faded. I mean the sleeve was sun faded or whatnot. And can you see right here? There's like a crease. Like it's like, I would say like an inch, like a little bit more than an inch long. It's it's on the fold, so, and it's on the back. So if you have your tape displayed like that, there's no way to know that there's a crease there. But I mean, it sucks, okay? It sucks. Anyway, that's why I kind of lowered the price on this one. But yeah, it's the one I was looking up for the most, and it happens to be the one that was the most damaged, let's say. So anyway, a little bit of a deception on this one. Okay, something I showed you quickly before, so let's dive into this one, is Flags of Our Fathers, which is a movie by Clint Eastwood, which is a two-parter. It was like the second movie, or this was the first movie. There was the second film, Letters from Iwo Jima, I think. I can't remember which one was part one, part two. Actually, I've never seen those two films. I've heard they're very good, especially this one. Maybe I should, download that or watch that sometime next weekend. Once again, a bit of sun fade with the yellow here, sadly. Yeah, this is a movie you see. Yeah, I used to see it a couple times, but now it's hard to find. It's 2007, July 2007. So yeah. Okay, we still have like quite a couple left, maybe about a dozen left. Okay, next we have Buddy of Lies with Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't remember if I've seen this one. Perhaps I've seen it. I can remember. I remember. What am I saying? My God, I'm tired. I remember they used to make a bunch of those kind of spying movies in the Middle East, back in the days, I mean, around that time. So that was one of them. So that's why I kind of confused which one had which story. There was Syriana, there was this, there was the Kingdom, there was, anyway, there were like a bunch of them. Anyway, this is, again, my God, it's kind of like the running joke today. This is also April. So April, but 2009. So yeah, that's why I picked it up, because it's a bit late. So 2009 is really cool, and the copy is really nice, no sun fade whatsoever. Okay, another movie quite similar, again with similar actors. Russell Crowe, I think he plays in the other movie as well, not sure. We have State of Play. So State of Play, this is a universal release, no sun fade, beautiful copy. And this is 2009 as well. And this one is not April, it's August. So August 2009. Okay, since the Oscars are coming up, you know Brendan Fraser, who used to be in The Mummy, and here is Journey to the Center of the Earth. So right here, he was like on the downfall at the time, like playing like a bit like shitty roles or kids movies kind of stuff that no one cared about. But it looks like this year he could be a very good contestant to win the Oscar for Best Actor. I mean, I strongly believe it, because apparently his role in the movie The Whale was really amazing. So that's why I picked this one up, because I'm like, well, if he becomes, I wouldn't say if he becomes famous, he's already famous, but I mean, if he becomes like a Best Actor, maybe some people would like to enjoy maybe some of his previous movies, such as this one, which is from, wait a second, it's a bit small, 2009. Yep, there you go, 2009 February. So also this is towards the end. And again, a tiny bit of sun fade on the spine, but I would say like maybe 10%, 8%. It's not much. It's a very good looking copy. Okay, next. So right here we have Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium, which I've never seen. I don't even know what this is, to be honest. I know Dustin Hoffman, I know the actor. I just saw the cover. I thought it looked pretty cool. I mean, it's very colorful, looks very nice. Again, like, feels like a bunch of movies at the time had the similar visual. Like, wasn't there like Alice in Wonderland with the movie from Tim Burton that looked a little bit like that, or the Imaginarium of Dr. something, which was a Terry Gilliam film, which I've never seen, by the way. Anyway, there are like a couple of films that looked alike, and that was one of them, and that was maybe the least successful of the batch. Anyway, nonetheless, the cover is really cool, no sun fade, beautiful copy, so that's why I picked it up. Okay, something a little bit dark now is the movie The Number 23. So what should I say about this? Nothing. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember what this film, not what this film was about, but I think it was a bit forgetful. I mean, but yeah, with Jim Carrey. I think that's when Jim Carrey started to have like more serious roles, or not just like comedies. So yeah, anyway, 2007, late 2007. Well, late, I mean, half 2007. So 23, the copy is beautiful, and that's why I picked it up. Okay. By the way, if maybe you're wondering, oh, are you keeping cool stuff for the end? You know what? Yes, I am. So let's move on with the next one. This is something I bought actually Saturday, which was yesterday. So new pickup for me. This is the movie The Illusionist. Is that it? I think, yeah, The Illusionist. Anyway, I've never seen it. I think it was really well rated at the time. So yeah, that's why I picked it up. And also because it is a 2007 release. To be more specific, it's May 30th, 2007. Illusionist. There you go. If I look inside, as you can see, once again, like I said, all the tapes are super clean like that. Okay, we're near the end, by the way. I have six more. So the next one, again, something I would normally never pick up, but since it's the that was the last scary movie that was released on VHS, I would say in the world, because I think part 5 was like 2013 or something like that. So obviously it was way too late. But this one is, let me check, 2006. Yeah, late 2006. So this is pretty late. It's September, September 2006. So obviously was not, I think, released in the US, unless maybe a screener at the time, or maybe it was even too late for that. But here you have a copy in South Korea for that film, which is really cool. And the reason I picked it up also is because there is no sun fade. So maybe it's not like a super hot title for most people, but the fact that the copy is super clean, I think it is a big plus. I think it's a really big plus. There you go. Maybe some of you don't even know the movie they parodied in here because maybe you were too young at the time, but yeah, Dr. Phil, oh my god. I've never seen any scary movies, I mean, the series Scary Movie, I've never watched any of them, so yeah, maybe it's something else I should watch soon. Okay, next we have another one, We Own Night with River Phoenix? No. I have it. My god. Joaquin Phoenix. River Phoenix was his brother. My god. I'm telling you guys, it's a bit late here in Korea. So Joaquin Phoenix and Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage here on the clamshell, but the sleeve is super clean. It's perfect. This didn't affect inside. Again, no sun fade whatsoever. The tape is clean. This is released by Planis, and this was a 2008 release. The movie is 2007, but the VHS in South Korea is 2008 right here. And you have, this is kind of rare. I think it's the first time I pay attention to this, but you have the Planis clamshell. So if you're wondering, oh, are there any Planis clamshells? Well, it looks like there are. And there you go. Well, you can see it right here. Tape is clean as well. So this is another really cool one, and Joaquin Phoenix, which is a great actor, won the Oscar for Joker, I guess. So yeah, this is something else. Well, that's what I was saying, you know, with Brendan Fraser. Maybe he's gonna win Best Actor. So there you go. Okay, so the last 4 tapes I have, I'm gonna tell you, those are like super rare, and some of them are very late as well. I'm gonna start with the first one, which, because this is such a great film. It's Let the Right One In. If you've never seen this film, I mean, regardless VHS or not, watch it. It's a very good movie. I think it's Swedish. I mean, it's from the Northern Europe, Swedish or Norway. I think it's from Sweden. It's a very great film. It's a vampire film, but the way it's presented, it's a bit slow paced, but it's really good and gripping. And there was also an American remake of it, and I do think that the director of the original one made also the American remake. But watch the original one. It was good. It was really good. So there you go. Got some scenes here, some blood. Ooh la la. And yeah, it was a Planis release once again. So if you're into the Planis label, that's a rare one to get. 2008, but the tape release right here is 2009, and it is what? April. So April 2009, unless I think I don't know, you guys in the US, I think you flip those numbers. Is it like March 4th or the 3rd of April? I don't know. I think it's the 3rd of April. Anyway, let's say early 2009 for this one. So Let the Right One In. The tape's super clean. The only thing though is this here. I changed the clamshell because there was some sticker here, because this was peeled off. So somebody put like a big sticker, but it kind of glued on to the sleeve, and it ripped it. I didn't rip it, by the way. It was already ripped, but I was like really delicate to remove the sticker, remove the sticky residue and everything, and put it back into a cleaner sleeve. But you can still see like there's some damage. But I guess, I mean, if it's far like this on the shelf, it still looks fine. Okay, let's move on, because this has been like 30 minutes already. And it's getting late here. Okay, the next one is something very rare once again. Sadly, another tape I bought. I didn't know like the condition or whatnot, but I knew it was rare, and I kind of overpaid for it. But since it's super rare, I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna buy it anyway, and I did. And it is Ninja Assassin. And what I want to say that I'm a little bit disappointed about is, again, there's a bit of sun fade. Again, whatever. But let me open it up. You see, there's like some stain because of humidity, maybe water damage, because you can tell by, you know, if you look here, you see it's all like wavy. But I mean, when you don't see the reflection, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not bad at all, to be fair. And also the clamshell has some normal usage, let's say, so that's why it doesn't look like super clean. But if I was to put it in a super clean clamshell, it would actually look very good. Besides, I mean, the sun fade, and of course if you open it up and you see the stain, but from the outside, since the cover's all in dark colors, in black, dark blues, you don't see any stain. There's actually no way to see that there was a stain anywhere on that tape. Yeah, and it only affected like this part, not the back. Once again, tape is super clean as well, thankfully, because that's what we want. Okay, next I have what, 2 more tapes for you. Those are my 2 last tapes. So the first one, because we are approaching the Academy Awards, is Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog Millionaire, which won the Academy Award for like Oscar for Best Picture. Probably, I think, was it Best Director? Maybe not. I think it was just Best Picture, and a bunch more, maybe Best Script and so on. So there you go. Let me just show you some close-up right here. It looks really cool. This was released 2009, so yeah, July 2009. Yeah, it's right here, July 2009. Really nice, by CJ Entertainment, which is a Korean, of course, label. So Slumdog Millionaire. And of course, let me show you inside. See, there's no stain. Yay! Beautiful copy, no sun fade. So really proud about this one. And the last one, because this video has been long enough, of course, is Coraline. Coraline, I've been asked about this one for quite a bit. I looked everywhere, I couldn't find it. And I was super lucky about 2 weeks ago. A shop that I actually go all the time happened to have it all this time, and it was just like hiding under a pile of other animation. So I was like, oh my god. And that same day, I walked everywhere in Seoul. I tried to find some tapes at my usual spots. No one had anything good. I just like came back home with, you know, just maybe 5 or 6 tapes and nothing really amazing, and mostly stuff for myself, to be honest. But I was so glad I found this one, because this is a big one. Whoops, this is a big one. It's really, really super rare. It's the first time I found it, by the way, and I've been looking for it. You can count on it. So let's check on the back. So right here it says September 2009, so September 2000, really late. So this is one of those last, I would say, almost last animations that came out in South Korea. Again, you guys who are into the animations, I think there's a bunch of you. Well, you can tell me. I don't think I've ever come up with any animations from 2010, like regardless of the studios, I mean. So that would make maybe one of the last ones. So I mean, any studios, of course, Disney, whatever. And again, if we just look on the back, it is pretty much unfaded. I mean, if there's any sun fade, I cannot really spot it, but the green is green, yellow is same yellow, the red is red. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's a nice copy. I mean, the clamshell it has some, it's not I mean, it's a bit old-ish, but it's clean. It has a little crack, but and I didn't crack it because I dropped it now, by the way. It was already like that. I mean, many clamshells are like that in Korea. So yeah, anyway, there you have it, guys. So let me just lay down all these tapes for you quickly. So if you're wondering, am I going to grab some more late releases? Like I said, I pick some up mainly when I can sell them, because it's not the kind of stuff I do collect myself for my own collection usually. So that's why I don't really go crazy buying them. But if I do find stuff that I really know is rare or that I know people want, of course I'll grab it. Of course. So those are the ones I was able to buy in the past, I would say almost 2 months. Yeah, it's been more than 2 months since I showed you like late releases. So those are the ones I picked up in the last 2 months, I would say. It's not like a ton, but it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. And I hope I'll be able to find more. And especially more stuff that you've never seen before, that I've never showed you before, at least. Because I know some of you check online, some Korean websites, you see stuff, and some of you are even asking me, sending me a little picture. Oh, I seen this online. Can you find it? And of course, sometimes I really can't. It's too rare. Or, but anyway, to see them in the flesh like this, and that I can show you, I'm really happy I can. And if you want to buy any of those, let me know. They're all for sale, except the ones that I said those are reserved, including, by the way, Coraline, which goes with the other animations, and these two for someone that I need to ship tomorrow, and that's why I made this video tonight. All right, guys, enough for today, and catch you again on the next one.